Well, once again, good evening. My name is Michael Banks. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the fire chief here in the great city of Richmond. I always look forward to these sort of events because it's a very happy moment for everyone who gets promoted. Without a doubt, it's one of the momentous occasions in their careers. For these four men that are being honored here tonight as new fire captains, it's especially sweet because they've worked long and hard over the past, I'll say, years and months to prepare themselves for this position. It's not an easy position because a fire captain has great responsibilities. For those of you that are aware of what a fire captain does or may not be aware, they're responsible for 2 other crew members as well as themselves. They are responsible really for millions of dollars. You have a high premium apparatus, you have a fire station, and you have something priceless, which is people's lives. And so it's really incumbent upon them to do everything in their power to make sure that they're operating in a safe manner, to go out on each call and conduct themselves safely and to provide efficient and outstanding service to the citizens we serve. And we're very proud of the fact that we have a very busy fire department. We respond to over 10,000 calls each year, and it's a wide variety of calls. You have calls anywhere from broken finger to something more serious with automobile accident, and we go to a number of fires. We still have quite a few structure fires in our city, so we're quite busy throughout the year. But needless to say, we're here for a promotional ceremony for 4 fire captains, and it's my job to help proceed things along, so that's what I'll do. So without further ado, and we'll start with the order of the program, and our first promotee tonight will be Nick Giacalone, and speaking for Nick will be Rick Abercrombie, Captain Rick Abercrombie.
Good evening. I'm Rick Abercrombie. I've been a captain with Richmond for almost 17 years. Thanks, Martin. Nick has been my engineer for the better part of that. We've been together for 15 years, yeah. And for those of you who have kids, you'll understand what it's like to, you can get a feel for what it was like to be Nick's captain. He has been a challenge, to say the least, but at the same time, he has been a very big help to me doing my job. And the responsibilities that Chief Banks just explained to you, it is a very demanding job. And with Nick there, it really took a lot of the pressure off of the job. He was been my co-captain, sitting in the seat right across from me. I couldn't have asked for a better driver. But the mountain that you've chosen to climb only gets bigger the higher you climb. So I'll be there for you. All you got to do is pick up the phone, and I look forward to seeing you. I've enjoyed seeing you grow as a firefighter, as an engineer, and I'm really proud and looking forward to seeing you grow as a captain. So now you're somebody else's management problem. So, Chief. Yeah, sure.
Nick, if you'd come up here, please. Also, we'd like to have Nick's wife, Lucia, come up.
pair of glasses you can borrow?
It's okay. It won't fall off.
You know, I didn't write anything just because I normally just shoot from the hip. As Rick would attest, as we were driving down here, my wife and I today, and I was thinking, 26 years ago this weekend, or this week, was my first week in the Richmond Fire Department Academy. I was hired August 3rd, 1987. Captain Abercrombie has been a huge part of my whole career. He got hired 9 months before I did, and he has been there more than just the 15 years that I've been his driver. I think everything that I've built up and the knowledge that I have gained has come from a lot of him. There's a lot of individuals in this department that I need to thank. First off, Chief Banks, for giving me the opportunity to promote to fire captain. It really means a lot. Especially getting promoted with one of my best friends, Mark Lucero. We went to high school together and joined the fire service around the same time together, so it's been a very meaningful thing. Chief Moulton, Chief Rayon, Fire Marshal Harris, Chief Turner, who couldn't be here tonight, have all been a huge inspiration in my career. One of my cohorts in my academy, Ms. Poindexter in the back there. Robin, thank you. One other person in here that I need to mention is Captain Bobo. Working with Captain Bobo and having the opportunity to go down, and anytime I needed to train or learn anything, he was there for me. And a lot of that goes along with most of the individuals that I've worked with my whole career in this department. And I want to pass that on. I'm looking forward to being a company officer, having my own crew, and passing on what was given to me in my early years. I think we need to really get back to that. I think there's a lot of people retiring that have not done that, and we're losing a lot of years of service that people aren't giving back. And to the 12 of you in the back, I got your back, and I'm here for you anytime, as well as any of my new promoted captains that I'm promoted with. And we've all talked that we're going to bring a level of service to this department, and we're going to bring it up to a level that it hasn't been in a little while. And I think we need to go up to another notch, and we're going to be able to do it. Thank you.
All right, next we have, speaking on behalf of Captain Mark Lucero, is our Training Director, Battalion Chief Marcus Rayon.
Good evening. First, I would like to start off by congratulating all of you. But this evening, I was just searching for something that was appropriate for you to hear as you, all four of you, embark in this new position. And I found this article on the internet, and it's company officer leadership. And this will assist all of you in knowing what challenges face them, so bear with me. With every promotion in the fire service comes a changing of the guard, an opportunity for someone to move up, to realize a dream, and to one day become a truly great leader. While the ceremonies held for promotions vary, the one constant that connects them all occurs after the guests have left. When you have an opportunity to look at your new badge and wonder, now what? The role of company officer is multi-directional and multifaceted, requiring many different aspects of leadership. But as many have come to realize, few new officers are offered formal training to help them along their journey, resulting in piecemeal decision-making and poor judgments. We're going to change that, though. The company officer is the face of the department, the one who meets distressed residents at the door when called for assistance, the one who sets the standards that the rest of the company will follow, and the one the chief comes down on when policies and procedures aren't followed and when departmental expectations aren't met. Being a manager of resources, both inside the station and out on the street, enables the officer to develop core principles in job performance, attitude, leadership, and accountability. Not only for his crew, but more importantly, also for himself. The principle of leadership isn't a once-in-a-while endeavor that presents itself only when the brass is around. It's an opportunity for the company officer to guide, mentor, and hone his crew to install competence and trust. Self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skill are good attributes to have as a company officer, and you all have that. As company officers, we must evaluate our own emotional intelligence to fulfill the policies of our departments and to fulfill our roles as key leaders in the fire service. Self-awareness means being able to understand your own weaknesses and not being afraid to share them with your crew. This will allow each of you to grow. Self-regulation means you're able to control impulses and channel them for good resolutions. Motivation is more than ability to get subordinates to do things. It's a passion, purpose, and achievement, a passion to become a change agent for the fire service. Empathy involves taking into account the feelings of others. Social skill is the culmination of all the preceding traits, an ability to build a rapport with others, to get them to cooperate, to move them in the direction you desire. In other words, it's the ability to build your company and your department into the first-class organization the public expects of us. Change at the company level begins and ends with the company officer. Company officers can recognize deficiencies in operational readiness, as well as performance that's above and beyond the norm. A failure of leadership at the company officer level will eventually affect every aspect of the company and its abilities to perform even the most basic of job functions. All right. Whether you receive formal company officer training or not, once you put that new badge on, everyone is looking at you to make a difference. Excellence in policies means you have a strong working knowledge of your department's SOPs and SOGs. Excellence in practices mean you do it the right way every time, not just when someone is watching. Excellence in recognition means that first and second level supervisors have not only the capacity to recognize good performance, but an obligation to do so. Just as you have the obligation and the duty to recognize poor behavior and make corrections, the ability to recognize the good and the bad will allow you to grow both as an individual and as a leader, and will set the groundwork for how your new crew members will act to subordinates when it's them receiving the new badges. By maintaining excellence in policies and practices, and recognition, company officers will today create a dynamic team of well-grounded, fundamentally motivated, and competent firefighters who will eventually become the fire service leaders of tomorrow. All right. Captain Mark Lucero. Mark came into our department in 1995. And in my 25 years of service, I've never really gotten to know Mark because he worked on the north end and I worked on the south. We were on different shifts. So our paths never really crossed that much. And I had never really had an opportunity to get to know Mark. Until most recently, he took on a special assignment to be Recruit Academy coordinator and work with me. When I had to choose and see who was going to be working with me, I said, oh, wow, Mark Lucero. I've heard this and that and just different things about Mark. And, he could be brash at times, but that's misunderstood, and I'll get to that point. Now that I know Mark, over the years, he's made a lot of contributions to the organization through patches, YouTube video promotions for training that are viewed by many departments, nationwide. Technology. Thanks, Mark. The patches that you see on the uniform and the uniforms that we are all dressed up in here today, just a short time ago, we all looked like professional bus drivers. Now we look like professional company officers and chief officers, and that's thanks to Mark. If you go around to some of the fire stations, you'll see memorabilia all over the place. That's attributed to Mark. And the list goes on. My short time working with Mark during his special assignment at Youth Academy, at the Recruit Academy, I learned several things. His career in the fire service extended beyond 1995. He had just as much or more experience than I have. During the promotional process, I looked at his resume, and he probably has more classes than anybody in the whole department. He was a reserve for Con Fire and worked for Chico Fire Department before he came to Richmond. Mark is probably, he expresses a deep passion. That's one of the things that I learned from him in my short time working with him. He shows it through his contribution and desire to make things better for our department. Mark has been unselfish in sharing his talents, and I'm sure a lot of individuals in this room can provide witness to that. And all of those things make for a good company officer for the organization and for the fire service as a whole. I am proud and honored to introduce Fire Captain Mark Lucero.
Well said, Chief. And now we'd like to have Mark's wife, Janelle, come up, please.
Thanks for making it look easy.
I kind of put Chief Rayan on the spot the other day. I told him I'm a traditional guy. I want my boss to talk for me. That's who I work for. He's my chief right now. So thank you for the words. And there's a few people that I like to introduce. If my father would step up or stand up. My mother. My father, Manuel, my mother, Janet, my sister, my stepmom, Michelle. Thank you guys for tolerating this career for the last 25 years. I get my passion for art, the design that you see on the shoulder, the design that you see on the rigs, that comes from my father. He's an art professor. He's the one who taught me how to be passionate about things and to have a love for things. My mom taught me well said. How to stand for the right thing and how to fight for the right thing. And I love that about her. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but it's the right thing. Nick, for introducing me to the Richmond Fire Department. Terry Harris, you probably don't remember, but you moved me to the A-band, so thank you. It's all your fault. Chief Moulton, thank you. He was my academy mate. We studied together with Chief Newman, and it's been a good journey. My father-in-law and brother-in-law, my father-in-law is here, Captain Elko County, Dino Zogas. My brother-in-law, Dave Yoder, couldn't be here today. Training officer at Elko County, who does the academy, who's helped me out with several wonderful ideas, like plungers and toilet brushes. It's been a good journey. I have two incredible instructors that have been, I didn't know these two guys when they came into the academy. And Zach and Stephen Harris, Zach Jensen in the back, have both been absolutely amazing in their ability to teach. They teach without ego, and they teach for the right reasons. And that's been a great journey for me. It's been awesome. To the 12 of you in the back, stand up. These are our 12 new recruits. They're just beginning this career. And I want to thank you guys for reminding me of why I love this job, why I love to teach, why I'm passionate about it. And I hope that you guys remain tough and competent and engaged for your entire career. So thank you guys. You can sit. They don't usually do things unless we tell them to do things that... So, but thank you guys. You guys are beginning an incredible journey. I also have to thank Chief Banks and administration for the opportunity to take this position. I take it with a great deal of humility. I also need to thank the Richmond Fire Department because it's because of tragic events that I responded to here that I met my wife, and I have a wonderful family that I'm very proud to be a part of. So. Thank you, guys. I'll do my best to make sure everybody goes home.
Before we continue with the rest of the promotional ceremony, we're honored to have our Mayor, Gail McLaughlin, here, so I'd like to give her an opportunity to say a few words. Mayor McLaughlin.
Hi, I'm just so delighted to be here, and I just want to extend my congratulations to each of those who are being promoted today, to Captain Nicholas Ceccoloni, to Captain Mark Lucero, to Captain Rico Rincon, and to Captain Anthony Woodards. It's such a joy to see this rising of good work and excellence showcasing itself today, and that's why you are being promoted, because you clearly have those virtues that were talked about, the passion, the empathy. I heard the word empathy mentioned, and to go into the profession of being in our fire department does require that empathy for others, and that's how we rise in Richmond. That's how we make change in Richmond, in all our departments. But those of you who are in the fire department have a special kind of empathy for people who are in need, in dire need, and in emergency situations. And it really does take a special person to go into this profession and to rise to a leadership position. So you all have my deepest thanks, my greatest admiration, and I thank you for serving our community in Richmond, our wonderful community in Richmond, because we are rising together in Richmond. And I thank the family that has produced and reared and raised you and lives with you and supports you all, because that is what it also takes. It takes a supportive family and friends to really make that kind of passion and that kind of career motivation that it takes to be a firefighter and to be a leader in the realm of public services of this really important nature. So I'm just here to say thank you. I'm here to say congratulations. Let's keep working together, serving community, making sure that empathy, that any of us who is in public service, and of course those in so many areas of work in the community of Richmond, understand. Let's keep that fire burning, that passion burning, and that light for protecting and helping our community be everything it can be. So I'm just really pleased to be here. Thank you to the fire chief and all the leadership of the fire department. And with that, I will relinquish the microphone.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We really appreciate your support, and it's been a great friend over the many years that I've been here. Next, moving right along, we have introducing Captain Rico Rincon, will be Battalion Chief Marcus Rayon again.
Wow, truly honored again. I really didn't need to write anything down for Rico, but I did, just to make sure that I didn't go on and on. Rico has been with the Richmond Fire Department since he was knee-high to a flea. I mean, really. He came to us at the age of 12 when he joined our program that was developed by the Richmond Professional Black Firefighters Association, and most of you in the community know it as the Richmond Youth Academy. When we first started that, Rico was one of the first cadets of that program. As I mentioned, he was 12. And when he got in the Youth Academy program, he worked his way up through the ranks, up to lieutenant. And I think when he first got hired, we used to tease him a lot and just call him Lieutenant Rincon. He worked his way up as a program coordinator in the program, and at this point has come full circle, and now he's executive director of the Richmond Youth Academy program. He was hired as a firefighter and was promoted to engineer, and continues to progress forward. Rico also serves as PIO for the department, and we have an ID card program. He's a project manager for that, and he's an assistant to our communications officer. Rico is very talented with all the latest gadgets. If you want to know anything that's new and innovative on the market, just ask Rico, and he can tell you how it works. Rico, he always brings ideas, forward to the department to push us forward, as they all do. And that's one of the things that each one of these individuals have, is they want to make the fire department better. And every time, we're all hired we always want to make it better, better than how we found it, and each one of them have that within them. Again, you know, Rico told me not to tell too many stories, but you can imagine, you know, a youth program, you go on a lot of trips and develop a lot of memories and that sort of thing. And it's, I'm just very proud to be up here to introduce you, watch things go full circle. You know, a lot of years, and it's kind of like, you know, being pushed out to the pasture to watch all of these guys become in the new leadership role. But with that, I'm proud to introduce Fire Captain Rico Rincon.
And pinning Captain Rincon's badge will be his mother. How are you?
As I think anybody in this room who knows me knows it's going to be hard for me to be brief. I asked my mom to do that. It's been a real long road. She should be a professional. I mean, we've done this before. Thanks to her. I wish I could give her her own badge at this point. Thanks to the chief, the battalion chiefs for the opportunity, and the community for allowing us the opportunity to serve you. They've kind of raised the bar as our predecessors, and we hope to reach that, and we're committed to doing a good job. I won't let you down. I told Stephen I wasn't gonna cry. No water, Chief? Thanks to Lauren and Kennedy for understanding when I get home and lock myself in a room to study. Thank you. Just real briefly, the guys before you care as much about this city and this position as any other members of our family. We're proud to serve you, and we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And next we have, introducing Captain Anthony Woodards, Captain Lindsay Mayo.
Can you turn this on for me, Rico? I can't believe he was actually breathed. First, I'd like to pay my respects to our illustrious mayor. Thank you for being Madam Mayor. Chief Banks and his staff, Christine and the other staff members that aren't here as battalion chiefs and the rest of the official staff. Family, friends, it's truly an honor to be here. These are four magnificent men that the chief and his staff has chosen. Nick, it's been a long time coming, you know, and Mark, you're a great guy, tremendous respect for you, and Rico, what can I say? I've had an opportunity to serve with you on the battlefield, you know, and I expect a lot out of all of you guys. And anything that I can do to lend myself, please feel free to just call on me anytime to assist you in the great things that I know you guys are going to do. But I've been given the opportunity and the pleasure to introduce a young man that I am honored to introduce. He's one of my old homeboys from the hood. You know, I thought coming out of North Richmond that I was something special, and that I could prove all the stereotypes and the statistics wrong of what a person from this community could do if you give them the opportunity and the resources, and I could show them. And when I got promoted to captain just a year ago, you all may have known, I thought I really showed them something. But this guy here made me look silly. Anthony was born to Linda and Dwight Woodards. Mom, good to see you. Dad's not here. And he grew up across the street from where I grew up, so she watched me grow up as a young man. He's raised in North Richmond. He attended De Anza High School. He went to Skyline Junior College, and he was awarded a full scholarship to St. Mary's to play basketball. In 2006, Anthony Woodards was hired with the fire department. He was promoted to engineer in 2010. He has 3 wonderful kids, Ryan, Brandon, and Dylan. Right now, Anthony is serving the citizens of Richmond on his home turf at Station 62 in North Richmond. I grew to know Anthony as he was trying to become a firefighter for the citizens, or for the city of Richmond. I had an opportunity to work with a recruitment program. And one of the things that stood out about Anthony is that he wouldn't take no for an answer. He was relentless, and he was always prepared. Anthony took that energy into getting hired with the fire department. And I quickly saw that this guy was something unique. He played on a championship team with St. Mary's, and he brought that same energy to the fire department. He was one of the individuals that led the Richmond Fire Department to a championship, Division I championship down in Los Angeles for the Firefighter Olympics just not long ago. So he's a true leader. I was really happy when he came to work with us, myself, Captain Bobo, and the rest of the team, Govan, at Station 64. He was always looking for things to get involved in, ways to improve our response opportunities, how to serve the community. Anything that can make us do better or serve the citizens better, Anthony was involved in it, coming up with new ideas. You know, we had to squish him down a little bit because I couldn't run that fast. But it was very inspirational to be able to have the fire put under my foot by a young man that I respected a lot. He quickly took over a recruitment effort program that he was a benefactor of. I think we saw about almost 1,000, about 500 to 1,000 people that came out to the Powell building that wanted to become firefighters. So he recognized the opportunity that was given to him, and then instantly he wanted to return that same favor to individuals. I thought that was really commendable of the young man. You know, I really hope that we continue to support the efforts that the mayor, Chief Banks, and also the human resource staff has worked wonderfully to provide an opportunity for young men and women who wouldn't ordinarily have the opportunity to become firefighters and public servants, to give them the resources and the opportunity to do that with the citizens of Richmond, because this is the product of it right here. There's 3 things that I want to leave you with that Anthony embodies, and that's commitment, hard work, and leadership. So with that said, and no further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Anthony Woodards.
Thank you, Captain Mayo. And pinning Anthony's badge will be his daughter, Ryan.
Good evening. First of all the short guys have been up here, man. Jeez. I'd like to say thanks to Chief Banks. Special thanks. You've hired me. You've promoted me a couple times. It's been a wonderful road, and I appreciate it, so thank you. I'd like to say thanks to the whole administration staff. You guys have been a blessing for me. To my mom. Go ahead and stand up so everybody can see. She's been through a lot, but it's been a fun road, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. Thank you. Also, Captain Mayo and Captain Bobo, they spent countless hours preparing me for this position, and I want to send a special thanks to you guys too. And last but not least, if you're from North Richmond, would you please stand up? I have the honor to serve the community that I was born and raised in. And to my Auntie Katie, who you've protected me for years, and now is my time to turn around and protect you. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, we'll have a good time tonight. Everybody be safe, and thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Wow, not much left to say. I would like to, before we close, I would like to thank KCRT for their ability to cover the fire department. They have a great staff, Richard, Bert, Christian, and Brian. It seems like they're at almost every fire we have. I mean, they get there before I do, and that's not unusual, but they take, they take great photos. They videotape all our promotional ceremonies, and they just are wonderful to have as a part of the fire department. And then secondly, yeah. It's already been mentioned, but I'll do it again. Our Human Resources Department does an outstanding job helping us through the hiring process, through the promotional process, through anything that goes on, within the fire department. We seek their advice, or at least I seek their advice, and they provide a high level of support for me. So I'd like to have Donna and Lisa stand up, please, be recognized. Lisa is our interim HR director, and Donna is our human resources analyst that works very closely with our staff on all of our promotional processes. Thank you so much for your help. And last but surely not least, I have the distinct pleasure for the past 9 years of being the fire chief of probably the greatest fire department in the world. I'll be honest with you. Of course I'm biased, but nonetheless, anything I do, I cannot do alone. And with the support of the women and men of this fire department, we do outstanding things in the community every day. And I mentioned that a little bit in the introduction, but I would like all the members of the Richmond Fire Department to stand up, please, and be recognized. And that includes the trainees, the newest members of the fire department. Come on, guys, stand up. I am so fortunate to have these men and women be a part of the fire service here in Richmond and to be a part of our family, because we really are a family. To be honest with you, we have our differences at times, and but we all love each other, we all get along, and we all help each other out, and we are extremely proud of being able to offer our help to the community we serve. And I would like to thank the mayor again for being here. It's wonderful to have the mayor's support and the city council. Our city manager couldn't be here tonight because he's traveling to China on business, but it's a team effort, and without everybody working together seamlessly, we wouldn't be able to do all that we do. So thank you guys, thanks everybody, and we have some refreshments outside, so please help yourself, and that concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much.